I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to my series, The AlphaBest. This is where I take each letter of the alphabet and tell you my favorite 10 games that start with that letter. It is a bit capricious to do this in a sense, but at the same time I think it can highlight games that we don't normally talk about, especially when we get to letters like this one, which is the letter G. So we're going to jump into this. These are my 10 favorite letters that start with the letter G. Number 10 is Grimoire. Grimoire is a very intriguing card game. It's actually like a book game. As each round of the game goes, you have the spell book that you can go farther into, and you're going to stick a card and cast a spell, and everyone's casting a spell at the same time. And some spells will go faster than other spells, but the other spells are more powerful, and you're trying to outguess your opponents which spells they're going to do. And just some intriguing back and forth. I originally played this game as a small Japanese game. It was reprinted by Z-Man Games. Really fun little game, and I love the rule that if there's a tie, the designer wins. Unique and interesting, but still my collection. Number 9 is Goa. Now, Goa is probably the very epitome of a game that's a theme about, well, who cares? You know, in a sense, it's spices delivering to the spice island, and there's little spice bags, but the game is very mechanical, but that doesn't mean it's bad. There's an interesting auction mechanism at the beginning of each round, but it's basically as you increase these technologies, I call them, or go up different scoring tracks, and they'll give you better things that you can do, and you have to decide which of these tracks you're going to go up, because you can't go up all of them. If you go up them all evenly, you get bonuses. If you go up some of them quickly, you get bonuses, and you have to decide that. And there's some good depth to this game. It's been out for over a decade, but still one that I recommend. Goa. Number 8 is a game that unfortunately many people seem to have forgotten. Have you heard of Kemet and Cyclades? Amazing games. But a game that came out before them is Giants. Giants from Matago Games was a game that astounded me because all the little pieces for the players were different molds. They had little plastic pieces. It came with little logs. It came with the Easter Island statues. And your goal in this game was to move the Easter Island statues from one part of the board to another part of the board by rolling them over logs. Really cool concept. Some really cool, amazing components, but the game itself was also really good. It wasn't combat-oriented like Kemet and Cyclades are. It was more of a Euro-style game, but some pretty neat thing. Unfortunately, like I said, many people have forgotten about it, but maybe you can find an inexpensive copy. Certainly check it out. That's Giants. Number 7 is a darling of many people, and I like it too. Not as much as some, but I do like it and made my list, obviously. And that is Glory to Rome. When I played Glory to Rome for the first time, I thought, wow, this is neat. The cards in this game can be used to play a role. The cards in this game can be used to build buildings. The cards are buildings. The cards are also building materials. Some really cool back and forth, sometimes vicious, sometimes crazy swings. You can certainly tell it's a Carl Chudik game. The same designer did Innovation. He just came out with Montana, which is basically a more streamlined two-player version of Glory to Rome. But I have always liked Glory to Rome better than that. The original cartoony artwork no one liked, except I did. There was the black box version, and there's a lot of sordid history behind this game and things that went on. But the game itself is a fascinating, cool game, and it's not everyone's cup of tea, but you should at least give it a try at some point to see if you might like it. If you're like me, perhaps you'll like it quite a bit. Number 6 is a game that I did not expect to like, and that is Green Deal. This is a game about environment and saving, having a company that's very green oriented. Although once you play the game, you find out it's a bit more of a corporate, like, hey, we're going to be green for the sake of being green. Let's make more money. And that's it. The game is very economic, and it's also, there's a lot of cool mechanisms. There's a grid. As you're putting things out, you can work with other companies and work against other companies. I was really fascinated by this game, enough that I added it to my collection because there's just so many unique ideas in the game. And while I went into it thinking, oh, this is sort of a propaganda piece, no, it wasn't. It was a straight up good, solid game. Number 5 is a very simple game called Get Bit. When I first played Get Bit, or I first heard about it, I thought, ooh, you're running from sharks. When I saw it came with little guys and you ripped their arms and legs off, they're like, robots, don't worry, it's not a bloody game. As the shark got them, hilarious little theme. It used a little Lego shark as they chase these people around, outguessing the opponents. Man, I've used this game so many times with people. Like on my last list, I mentioned For Sale. One of those games I can bring out with people all the time. Get Bit is another one that just easy. Put a card, turn the cards over, see who the shark gets, and keep going. but a lot of fun. Get bit. Number 4 is a social deduction style game, Good Cop, Bad Cop. This is a game in which you have 3 cards in front of you, and those 3 cards determine whether you are a good cop or a bad cop, or maybe the leader of the mobsters or the leader of the FBI. And players are trying to figure each other out. Think of Bang or Bang the Card Game, but this one is more mobster oriented, and players are trying to figure out who to take out and work together. It's a very light social deduction game, but works really well at many levels. That's Good Cop, Bad Cop. Number 3 is a game that, wow, I played this game I think for 5 minutes and I was in love with it, and I still like it to this day, and that is Galaxy Trucker. Galaxy Trucker is a game in which you are building a spaceship as fast as you can, and you're putting all these pieces together, and then you spend the next 5 to 10 minutes watching it get blown up. All kinds of weird things happen to it, and some people hate this game. But I just love the idea of it. I love the humor. I think there's actually a lot of strategy on how you build your spaceship. But sometimes it doesn't matter about your strategy. Everything bad that happens to it. But I don't know what it is. I get a kick out of it. I think the theming is strong. And as each expansion and then aliens are boarding your ship and going through it. Lots of cool things. Neat components. Very unique game. Almost no other game like it. Galaxy Trucker. Number 2, a co-op game. A co-op game that I love, and that's Ghost Stories. And Ghost Stories, think of this as one of those B-movie Chinese movies where these ghosts are coming at you, and you are a bunch of warriors, monk warriors, fighting them off. And that's what you're doing in this game. You're fighting ghosts off, and the ghosts keep coming and coming. And you fight them off. You're like, this isn't so bad. And then they keep coming. Then they get worse. Then they get overwhelming. And then the big bad ghosts come, and it's hard. But I've beaten it. And I have not only beaten it, I've beaten it several times. Now, I've lost many, many more times. But I think of all the cooperative games I have, this is one that I probably played more than any of the others because I just love the simplicity of the idea and how difficult it is, but how rewarding it is when you win. That is Ghost Stories. And my number 1 game that starts with the letter G. Some people thought I'd stick this under E, but L means the, and we don't count thes or us. And that is El Grande. This is a worker placement game where you're trying to control different areas in Spain. It is possibly the greatest area control game that exists as you place these different people out in the different areas of Spain. Wow, there's an expansion that adds cards that really helps the game too, but you don't need it. The original game, as you're trying to figure out the balance between putting more people out or getting really good special towers or putting people in the tower, then the tower can go other places. This is cubes on a board, folks. And if you watch my videos, you know that I'm not real keen on cubes on a board, but this game is great. When you play it, you're like, wow. It's streamlined, it's simple, with lots of strategy. It plays well with 3, 4, or 5 players. I played this game scores of time. Every time I have a blast. One of the best games ever designed. My favorite game with the letter G, El Grande. Hey, that's it for those letters. Next time I'll see you for the letter H. Until then, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.